you are listening or watching Radio Afinju. The time is 10 a.m.
Ẹ bá mi pè o. Àfínjú. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfínjú. Rédíò. Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń wo Àfínjú. Lórí WhatsApp. Àfínjú. Instagram. Àfínjú. Facebook. Àfínjú. Lórí X. Àfínjú. Lórí YouTube. Àfínjú. Lórí TikTok. Àfínjú. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfínjú. Ẹ bá mi pè o. Àfínjú. Rédíò. Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń wo Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń wo Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú.
Good morning to you. A very beautiful Wednesday morning to you. You're welcome to this morning's show. This is Understanding Finance, a new program and a show where we aim to demystify the world of finance. You know, a couple of times we hear different financial terms. You know, when you decide to go into that deep rabbit hole of finance and you see a lot of strange financial terms, you're usually very confused. Sometimes somebody will be talking finance and you just be nodding and be smiling. You don't know what these things mean. Well, you're welcome to the show that tells you everything about where your money is going, everything about money, everything about finance. You want to know what finance is all about. You want to know the basics. Oh, what are those platforms to invest in? How can you make good and a proper management and planning for your money? This is where we will be discussing everything and anything. We want to give you the confidence to take control of your financial life, your financial future. This is where it will be discussed and talked about. My name is Pearl Durotoye, and of course I'm not alone in the studio this morning. But before I introduce our financial experts in the studio today, quickly, if you're not already following Radio Afinju on social media, we're on Facebook, X, YouTube, all social media platforms, all at Radio Afinju. Or if you just want to listen to our audio stream, go to our website at www.afinjufm.com or go to radio.garden and search for Afinju and you'll find us there and hear us crystal clear. I'll go on a very quick break, and when I come back, I will be introducing our guests to you and we'll go deep into the world of finance. Don't forget, this is Understanding Finance on Radio Afinju. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the show. This is Understanding Finance, where we are demystifying the world of finance. My guest this morning is a chartered accountant, someone with a lot of experience as far as financial matters is concerned, Mr. Omokorede Agiri. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Radio Jam. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you as well?
I'm fine there.
Good to have you here on the show. Can you say a quick hello to your listeners?
Hello there, listeners. It's been a wonderful experience, coming on board on this maiden edition of Understanding Finance on Radio Afenju. And of course, you've been hearing us for quite some time now, and we are bringing impeccable dimension to
broadcasting. Yes,
so my name is Omokorede Agiri, and I'm going to be your co-host on this program.
Okay, thank you so much for joining the show this morning. So let's start from the very beginning, the basics of everything. When we think of finance, or where people hear finance, when we want to talk about finance, what are those things that we need to understand?
Yeah, finance is a very wide topic. It virtually touches every facet of life. There's no way you won't think about finance the moment you are a living soul. So finance is very, very wide. It cuts across various profession. It mixes with accounting. That's why we call it financial accounting. Goes as well as economics, how various monetary and fiscal policy affect the finances that are available to we as individuals and organizations as well as the government.
Why is it important? Why is this show important? Why is it necessary for us to take charge of our finance, or to even know about all these things?
Why is it important?
Yes.
Are you telling me when you wake up this morning you don't have plan for your finances?
Well, I do. I just may not know why. Maybe out of necessity, but not necessarily I think it is of any advantage to me.
To you? To understand how finances work?
That's what
how
I'm saying.
You're going to
a lot of times, when we spend money, let's say for instance we buy food, we might just buy food because we think, well, we need to eat. So what else are we going to do if not to buy food?
Anyway, I can understand where you're coming from, and let's just try and realize one thing, that as far as finance is concerned, you have to the option of money that is available to everyone is not as bogus as one might have envisaged. So the little finance you have, you just have to know how to manage it, and even if at all you exhaust what you have on hand, how do you source for another one? But for the main focus of this program is the small and medium enterprises. What are the classes of business we have in Nigeria, and the source of fund in which they can actually start up their businesses. And then it does not exclude individuals, because SMEs, government has been encouraging virtually everyone to go into business, because they form the basis. They have the employment rate from SME is about 84% of the total populace of the citizens who have a workable age.
Yeah.
So let's move ahead there.
Okay. So what are some financial concepts that we need to talk about before we even get to talk about SMEs and other things? Are there certain concepts in finance that we need to familiarize ourselves about? That is us being people who are not chartered accountants, like people like you.
No. See, the whole concept of this program is how to how to enliven, how to let people be aware of the finances, the source of finances to them, particularly SMEs. For individual,
okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the sources of finances for SMEs.
Before we move on to talking about source of finance for SMEs, let's understand what SME is all about.
All right.
Small and medium enterprises, small and medium scale enterprises. Shortly before we move on, in the years back during secondary school days, we know that the classes of business we have are sole proprietorship, partnership, public limited liability company, NGOs, franchises, and about 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
But within the Nigerian context, the Corporate Affairs Commission reclassifies these businesses into 4 major groups, which is business name, which comprises the sole proprietorship and partnership.
Yeah.
And then we have incorporated trustees. That's for NGOs, non-governmental organizations
yeah.
like churches, the regular NGO, then the private limited company as well as public limited company.
Yeah.
So for business name,
okay,
which is the sole proprietor and the partnership.
How about cooperative societies too?
Yeah, cooperative society is under incorporated trustees.
Okay.
It's under incorporated trustees. So for a sole proprietorship, it actually has some major, features. It is controlled and run by one person.
Yeah,
and it's simple to start, and the owner, bears all the risk and the profit. Some of these small examples that we have are lounges. You have here and there, all these Google seller, Parcella, and all those, small scale.
The owner provides the capital.
Yeah, it provides the capital as well. But the most daunting issue I have with not that I have. The most daunting issue about sole proprietorship is the death of the owner may actually lead to the crash of the entire business. That's why they now try to move ahead and say, okay, fine. Apart from sole proprietorship, you can go into partnership.
Okay.
That partnership involves, two or more people. But that more people shouldn't exceed 50.
In a partnership.
Okay. And that's where accounting firm, law firms, and then some other form of one or two arrangements like that can come under the partnership. Now let's quickly have a look at the sources of finances to these SMEs. And aside that, there's some statistics in Nigeria that is about the SMEs that we have. Yeah, some business statistics. SME accounts for 96% of businesses that we have in Nigeria, and it provides 84% of employment, the present employment population that we have. It's also on record that SME contribute 48% to the gross domestic product, to the national, our country.
Yeah.
And then it also shows that 50% of the SMEs fail in their first year of operation. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it borders on finances and its management.
Sustenance.
Sustenance. Yeah. And more specifically, research also further shows that 95% of SMEs fail during their first 5 years.
95.
Yes, 95%. And over 40% of these businesses fail due to no market for their goods and services.
No. When you say no market for their goods and services, does it mean usually I believe before one will start a business and everything, they would have done like proper research about the market to sell.
I must be sincere with you. None of them, do proper research. They just believe in what the passion they have. They believe in a short-lived vision. Now you are into business right now, and if a friend that is closer to you discover that your business is moving very well,
and then they go and start their own,
not knowing the kind of energy you brought into your own, the kind of perspective
and your own target
market as well. So people jealously create business out of jealousy. If you're passing through the other state junction down to this place, there is one shop that has just been established not quite long, not up to 2 months now. Can you believe that this same person that is coming on board is selling a product that is selling the same product with someone that is beside her. Yes, now you understand. And about adjacent of her, someone is selling similar products. So all
in the same
vicinity. So people just out of unnecessary jealousy just decide to create businesses without proper planning.
They are looking at it on a surface level.
Exactly.
So what then is the solution to this this short-livedness of most SMEs? Because if in the next 5 years most businesses fail, what can they do to ensure that does not happen?
I think I will just say that there should be ingenuity in when you are creating business. Look critically into your environment. Look at what is on ground. Okay. What do you think you can bring on board that is going to be entirely different from what is on ground, and that is going to be high? You see, regular demand for it, and as time goes on, you can from there expand. Okay. You understand? So let's just go over to, because finance has a lot to this program has a lot to offer. So don't let us just limit it to, because the question you ask
okay, no, I was just asking because we're talking about SMEs, so I'll just
when we get there we'll know.
Okay,
we'll talk about it. Okay,
no problem. So what else are you going to tell us about classes of businesses?
Yes. So the businesses for sole proprietorship, for example, if we are starting it, what are the finances that are available for you to set it up? The option of finances. How to
get capital.
How to get the capital. We can be personal, we can be through investment, we can be through loans from friends and family. It can be, you might even be lucky. You can get your loan from government agencies. Yes, like agencies like NASA, like provided. I learned one of these government has deposited money in one of these commercial banks.
Okay.
And there are processes you can follow to
apply for loans.
Yeah, to apply for loans that carries as low as 7% interest, which is going to be repaid over a year for businesses like that. But what are the conditions you need to fulfill? Okay. It has to be registered. You have to take a SMEDAN certificate before you can access the loan. So, going to medium enterprises. Yeah, the small and medium. The sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
We said that it's going to be, single. An individual that owns the business.
Yeah.
But if it's partnership, it's easier because there are diverse ways in which expertise will come in. There are diverse ways in which we are exposed to getting money. There are diverse ways in which you are going to pull your most resources together, and come about with something beautiful with that. So, going forward, let's just talk generally on how to get loans.
Okay. Is it for sole business owners?
Yeah, for sole business owners now. So the sole business owners, like I say, personal savings. Of course, the amount of savings that is at disposal of the sole proprietors now is a little bit smaller. Limited in the sense that the various monetary and fiscal policy of the government has limited, when you say the purchasing, has limited the purchasing power of almost everybody, because what you're buying, the time value of money sets in. What to buy, a bag of rice that to buy for 40,000 last year, and you are earning. Let's just take a practical example. We know how much we earn here, so maybe it's it's an ambition that you, by the time you spend a few years in this industry, you will have gathered so much for you to start a business. Now you started, salary was fixed. How much before you can even decide to take the salary? You practically lay down how you want to achieve certain savings by certain period. And then unfortunately, what you're getting for 40,000 last year skyrocketed to 70, 75, true. 80. So it has practically limited whatever the amount of savings, the amount of disposable income that you can, use to gather one thing or the other, and then there's no way to affect your savings.
True.
So And once that sets in, one has to just look inward. What are the skills you have that you think you can fetch you other,
for other sources of
other
income.
sources of income? How do you now plan your time? It has one thing I discovered about when the government, this present administration came in, was that it's Baba rightly said something on that day that no more free beer at beer parlors. Honestly, that is what is playing itself. Yeah, that's what has been, that is the reality now. The few people you see at joints now, they were practically, probably they I don't know how people just get that kind of money to spend outside again. For someone like me, I'm practically taken back into my shell. I had bills there, I have bills here and there to pay, and I have other things. So sometimes last month I was like, how am I even spending money, and then I have not been able to account for so amount of money in my account. But
true,
unfortunately I had to just like, okay, fine, being sensitive about the kind of expenses I make
these days.
If it is not mandatory, if it is not necessary, if it's I don't just do it. There are times I even try to just make amends into my transportation pattern down to office. You understand? So via that, if I'm not able to readjust my movement and my itinerary, there is no way I can be able to meet up with my responsibilities. And what am I going to use to take care of my responsibilities? Finance.
True.
Finance. So that is on personal ground. Now, like we said, the sole proprietors, they can use their personal loans, savings. They can get loans from friends and family. But before you can get loan from friends and family, one thing you have to make sure that is intact is your integrity.
Right.
People should be able to trust you. That when they give you money, you are going to use it for this specific purpose that you are raising it for.
Yeah.
And then what is the possibility of you, paying it back at the right time? So if your integrity is not intact, there is no way you can raise loan from friends and families. No, okay, of course we still have some friends that might decide, okay, fine, let me just use this to assist you. I've been in one or two situations in the years back that I got a contract from a government institution, and then when I got it, I practically had nothing on me. I had to just go to one or two friends, and then they were able to raise me as much as 3 million naira back then.
That's good.
Yeah, and then the funniest part is that the contract was in partnership with another person, so I had to just carry that my other partner to those my friends, just a friend. And what the friends told me back then, something that I'm quite elated, even up to today. He said, because of you, Agiri, I'm going to invest in this. That was what he said.
Trust.
And whatever I made in that period, it's mine. I was able to sort one or two responsibilities with that, and then I was able to even create a very lasting impression with people around me. Everybody smile at them. It's a win-win situation. The person gave me that amount of money without a penny, without interest, and I used the money for about 2 months. You understand? So if you are planning to raise money to finance a business, to start up a business from friends or families, your integrity must be intact. People must know you for the kind of word, the kind of word you utter. Are you going to stand by your word? You understand? And then aside that, other forms of raising money for a small business, this thing is from NASA microfinance, as well as the grants that I told you the other time that federal government has dropped money, deposited money in some commercial banks.
This money that the federal government deposits, is it without collaterals? Like when you go to collect such loans, do you have to put down collaterals for you to? Is it part of the requirement?
No, you don't have to put down collaterals. The only document, because I have someone who has just applied for it sometime in the recent weeks.
Okay.
The only document they ask for is, they ask for the business name registration.
Okay.
They directed the person to go to Smedan to go and register there, and it actually took the person just a day for the certificate to be issued. So she now took the certificate down to the bank. They, raised their the KYC team to go and inspect the shop, the address that she stated on the form,
to be sure that it's actual business that exists.
Yes. So they went there, they saw it, they snapped the shop, and they went back to their office to go and process the loan.
So that means for businesses like that, does it mean occasionally these government agents or these bank agents will come to that business to see how it is progressing within the year that you're meant to pay back? Do they do that?
Yes, I want to believe that. I want to believe that they do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they do that.
Okay. That's quite good. So let's talk about how partnerships can also raise money. Apart from partners raising, pooling their own resources, can they also get loans from banks?
It's possible for them to get loan from bank, but I'm not too disposed to, if there's an arrangement with the previously mentioned instance, if there's an arrangement for partners to also do that. I have not consulted for partners to raise that, but one thing I observe is that each partner coming teaming up to form an organization, they have their own strength as well, how to raise money. They might have sat down and then see the itemize what they will be needing to forge ahead with the arrangement, with partnership arrangement. So they might have identified those areas they are going to raise money from personally. So they are going to just pull it up and make sure that one thing that I love partnership for is that you will be equal contenders, you'll be equal partakers in the profit and losses.
Does that not depend on the initial arrangement that is being made? In some partnerships, some pulling more resources than others, and so what they are going to get back from it will be more than
exactly what they're going to get back will be because let's say for example we enter into partnership now, we want to raise a million naira, you're able to raise 700, I'm able to raise 300 automatically. That's a 70-30% sharing ratio of profit. That's an automatic. But the bottom line is, you might not have the time because of, this arrangement you have in office. Why I put in more effort. So, in the process of putting more effort, we might decide that, okay, fine, you will be active, you will be sleeping partner while I'll be active partner. So, being an active partner, I might be taking, certain stipends as running expenses, let's just call it salary. So that salary plus the percentage sharing, exactly. So that's going to be my take home at the end of every year.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So far we've talked about what finance is and what you need to understand. We've also talked about the different kinds of businesses and how SMEs will be able to pool resources to start a business. So right about now we will be going on a very, very short commercial break, and when we come back we're going to still be talking more about knowing more about our finances, especially as regards to small medium scale enterprises. What are some other challenges that they also face in the course of establishing these businesses? Don't forget, this is Understanding Finance on Radio Afinju. We'll be right back after this break.
na my hustle be this. Na here I dey see my daily urgent 2k o. Ìhà yín ni mo ti ń rí ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì náírà pàjáwìrì tèmi lójoojúmọ́. On this program, we will bring people from different business backgrounds to come tell their stories and share insights with us. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, oníṣòwò, ẹ gbáradì. Ètò ti kàn yín ní rédíò àfínjú. Bó o lẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, kí ni àwọn tójú yín rí, kí lẹ̀ ń tà gangan, bó o lẹ sì ti ń tà. My also will give you a direct insight into the business world. Join Aderonke Lawal, Ayoka Ọmọ Àkànmú on my hustle every Wednesday 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on radio àfínjú to have your mind blown. Ẹ lè tẹ̀lé wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì abánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ wa pátápátá ní rédíò àfínjú. My hustle, my urgent 2k.
Do you have something that is kept or meant to be kept unknown? This is where secrets are revealed and desires are uncovered. Welcome to your safe space, Whispers in the Dark, with me, Spicy Honey Drops, and my radio bull, Classic. With 2 amazing segments, you are assured of a smooth ride.
Do you have a secret you've been afraid to reveal? Confession Night is where you pour out your heart desires, fears, and secrets. Are you ready to ignite the spark in your love life?
On Bedroom Blaze, we explore the art of intimacy, passion, and connection to help you create a more fulfilling and satisfying love life. Right here on Radio Afinju. Join us every Monday, 10 to 11 p.m.
And Wednesday, 9 to 10 p.m. Let's relive the excitement of finding true love, sending special messages to your partner and friend, live on air.
From the shadows to the spotlight. Let's explore the human experience in all its complexity. Stay glued to Whispers in the Dark on Radio Afinju with Spicy Honey Drops for a journey that will leave you breathless.
Maka akụkọ okwu gbasara ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị, egwu ma ọ bụ ihe na-eme na Naịjirịa ma ọ bụ ihe na-eme na mba ofesi, omenani, mgbasa ozi, ihe ndị a niile dị na Radio Afinju. N'eziokwu, Radio Afinju bụ nke izizi na radio stations na Osun State. Radio Afinju bụ amaala n'ịgbasa ozi.
For inspiring stories, real talk, from health and wellness to career and relationship, we explore it all. Meet your host, the Radio Gem, and other women on Women Corner every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m., where sisterhood meets support. It promises to elevate your mind, and most importantly, it's gonna be fun. Follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, all at Radio Afinju. Keep a date with us on Women Corner every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m.
On Radio Afinju.
For the best music,
show me capital business, show me character dickiness,
season sport presentation. Round 10 begins. If they complete this round,
balanced and objective news reportage, and all-round entertainment. Listen to the jewel of the pack of radios in this class.
tune in
to Radio Afinju right here in Osogbo, Osun State.
All right, you're welcome back to the show. It's still Understanding Finance on Radio Afinju. And Mr. Aguirre is still here with us, explaining what you need to know as far as finance is concerned, how to make plans and execute your budget so that you can know the places that your money is going into. Not at the end of the day you'll be wondering, what have you even spent all your money on? You work every time, you receive your salaries at the end of the month, and you can't even account for the things you have spent the money on. This show is very, very important because it lets you plan your money, it helps you plan your life ahead. So right about now we are still on the issue of we've talked about types of business, we've talked about how SMEs can raise money. So let's assume that now you've been able to raise money for your business and everything, you've started the business, you've gotten the loan. How then can you get customers that will actually buy what you are selling? It's because it's not enough to just set up a business. That is not enough, because you can set up a business and your shop is very, very full and you are even in a very, very busy place, but still you are not selling. So what do you need to know about finding customers? So Mr. Agiri, can you tell us what small business owners need to know?
I think that's more of a personal skill. It has to do with how you're able to source for, customers who are going to patronize your line of business. Now, I think that should even be part of the key decision you have to make before you start up a business. You have to just look around. When I say look around, look for what people has been trading in. How were they able to be breaking even? What do you think you can bring into that immediate environment? And that is going to be, it might peak gradually. Patronage might be gradual, but by the time people see the beauty in what you're doing, to just boom. Now let me quickly say one or two things about alternative feeding to poultry, livestock, and piggery farmers. Do you know there's one thing they call maggot farming?
Are the markets for fish, especially?
Yes.
Okay.
Fish, poultry, piggery, and I even learned rabbits. They eat maggots too. You understand? Now, statistics has let us realize that the maggots they are quite edible. When I said edible
maggots,
edible, human being can equally eat them. Now, if it's an alternative to feeding, in the sense that it reduces more than up to at least by 50% the feeding costs of those
normal feeds.
Those normal feeds for all those animals,
even chicken,
poultry, everything, and the percentage of protein in the maggot is very, very high and richer.
Yes.
Now I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. Why don't you just look around? The economy is quite the market is there.
Okay.
There's no way you can start it. You see people around you raising chicken. You tell them this is an alternative to feeding. And okay, fine. Let's assume that you are starting the business. It's a fresh one. You might even decide to go into frying it, storing it for export.
And to make the shelf life longer.
Exactly. Do you understand? So when you look at that, of course that might be a little bit not that capital intensive. No,
I would say it is quite capital intensive, especially when it comes to businesses that deals with food preservation, because a lot of these machines. No. When I say small, I know what I'm trying to talk about. Small and medium. No. Okay.
Now, when you say it's capital intensive, all you just need is, if you see a half plot of land, you can actually start it there.
But land isn't exactly cheap.
No, there are lands elsewhere. You can have access to land.
Okay, wait, for lease.
Okay. You have people who has land that are not using it for anything. You can actually approach them and tell them this is what you're using it for.
Okay.
You understand? So aside that, once you're able to do, we're talking about being capital intensive or not. What do you need? You don't need to raise any spectacular building for you to start raising it. You don't need that. All you just need is they have sacks, to take care of the insectarium, and you try and build one or two. I don't know how this our civil engineers call it. Just there is a structure that you can use, small boxes on ground that you can use to raise the lavarium. Use it as lavarium. To raise the lava. And then within 7-8 days you harvest it, you sell. The difference is that a kilo of that maggot is around sometime last year I think it was around 1,000 naira. So between me and you, if in a month you can actually raise like 300 kg, that translates to over 360,000 naira for you alone. Yeah. Now talking about you now have the larger capacity to raise as much as 2 ton, let's say 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton. That automatically translates to 2 million. Yeah. You export, you go out there, you tell people what you can do, you let them realize you are into this, which is something. But for the mere fact that you are mentioning maggot, people don't want to hear maggot now. People don't want to hear maggot. And then the first one is that there's this Yoruba parlance that says that inu gbeni owo. Yeah, something dead.
What everybody's avoiding.
What everybody's avoiding. That is what some people are making a hell lot of money there. We have our mamas who deal in kola nuts, that they take kola nuts from here to the northern side
as well, recycling.
People go to north to trade in kola nut, trade in bitter kola and all those things, and they are actually making it. Our people, especially our youth, are actually looking for white collar jobs, and which is not forthcoming. Let's look inward, see those areas in which you can just fix in, into making sure that Nigeria is becoming a productive economy rather than looking for government jobs. Not everybody can do government job. The funniest part is that those that are leaving government job are planting their children back there. No, if someone is living now and he has 2 or 3 children, now replaces himself with 3. How
there's no space for
when is it going to be your time? Look at the issue of this puff seller. Very recent. She just started from somewhere, not knowing that God is going to bless the work of her hand unknowingly. You understand? So let's just like we were saying, the issue of this professor, she knows that if she's frying it at home, the kind of patronage she enjoys might not be as much as going out there to go and sell it. And over time she was able to build a consistent relationship with customers, so that by the time she fries nothing, let's say for example she fries 100 in a day and she sells like 60, and she knows that she had already break even with that 60, and wherever she is taking materials to get those things done, she paid them back, get another one. The following day she will have known how to preserve the remaining 40 which she could not sell the previous day. So we have to just be fully involved, be passionate about what we want to do first. Being passionate about what we want to do first actually gives you an insight into how to penetrate the market. There are some markets you for example, we are situated here. Some of them can consult us. Okay, fine, I want to start this thing. You should know that advertisement is part of, in fact, forms made the major part of it. But before you can say you want to go for advertisement, you must know what you want to do. And then if you cannot afford going to a radio station or a TV station, do personal marketing yourself.
One-on-one marketing.
Yes, it shows how passionate you are with your with your brand,
like
and
a business card and the like.
Do something like that. Go around, tell people. You have to know what you want to do before you start. Before you say you want to start marketing, and then there is no way you can go into business without mixing up with people and then telling them what this kind of stuff you are made up, and
also be like true to your word. If you're telling them, okay, what you're selling is quality, so that if they do eventually come, they meet what exactly, because some people, you tell customers to come to your shop, and when they get to your shop, there's nothing there to even make them want to stay.
There's some arrangements like that. When I think they call it drop shipping. Invest in data, pick products from your site, pick from your car site, display it on your status, and when people ask for it, Ogbeni, how much is this? You drop ship, and then that's another style into
interest. That's good. I quickly want to talk about something before we go into how fiscal policies affect options of finance available. We know initially you selling the same thing. Does that mean you cannot introduce a different a different angle. Yes, you are selling the same thing, but there's something that distinguishes your own from the next person's own, in as much as even though it is the same products that you are selling, but people are able to say, okay, eléyìí ó fi nǹkan kún tiẹ̀ ló ṣe yàtọ̀ síra wọn, or this one, okay, let's use that pop-off example. For instance, maybe woman A is a bad idea when it comes to using that to attract customers.
Now, when you about starting your statement, I was like, okay, fine. I thought you were going to chip in, being in a standard market, for example, Orisonbari, where two people are selling the same thing and all those things. I understand the fact that if it's in the market, that is acceptable. But what about being in a residential environment, for example? You don't have to. I understand the fact that if you are selling yours, you decide to spice your own with something different. I understand that. Of course, that is a little bit creative. You understand? But that person might decide, okay, fine, if I'm doing this, let me try as much as possible get contacts in banks so I can sell to them.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Let me use the opportunity to get in contact with schools so I can sell to them. Not that you saturating the population that is that is not there for the business in the first instance.
Okay, I think I understand that. Because of time, let's quickly talk about how monetary and fiscal policies affect the option of finances that are available for small businesses.
Yeah, monetary policy is the use of countries' money supply and interest rates to affect the cash flow in the economy. Yeah, it's actually being used by the central bank of every country to do that, and then their main objective is to control inflation, to stabilize the currency, to promote economic growth, and ensure the stability of price. Now, when you are controlling inflation actually arises in terms of when there is enough money in circulation. What you are supposed to buy for 1 naira, for example, I might decide that, okay, fine, I want to impress you, I want to make sure that Oreo Simbe, I'm not buying it for 1 naira, let me buy it for 200 naira. And the moment someone now sees that this thing is not supposed to cost more than 1 naira, now okay, let me go and buy my own, people now flux it. And then the funniest part is that before you know it, to now bring the price back to 1 naira will be very, very difficult.
Yes.
Now look at the issue of renting an apartment here in Osun now, especially Osogbo.
Yes.
Look at how it's skyrocketing. A regular 3-bedroom apartment that is no more than 170,000 before is being rented out for 800, 1 million. For what? What are the basis? How do you think the person that got this apartment this year can raise money to get it the following year? Now, it's very difficult to bring back the price of rent now.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. So, and then going to most of the instruments that is being used by the CBN is the interest rate, the bank interest rate. Then there's one thing we call cash reserve ratio. The cash reserve ratio is where the CBN will tell the various commercial banks that certain percentage of customer deposits in their coffers should be with the central bank. It's like it's like an insurance on the part of CBN for depositors' money. And then we have open market operation. That's where they buy and sell government property, government securities rather.
Yeah.
That's where they sell government securities, so that the government might decide to raise fund from the populace. So if they want to raise from the populace, they sell federal government bonds.
Yeah.
So you buy it, they will be paying you percentage on yearly basis, and at the end of the tenure of that security,
yeah,
you can now sell it for the same amount. Of course, the time value of money might have eroded whatever you are investing
True.
in that government bond.
True.
So that's just that. And then the fiscal policy is the use of government spending and taxation to influence the economy, especially taxation.
Okay.
Recently, there is adjustment to tax laws, which is going to take effect in January. A lot of policy, a lot of law has been, buckled up. A lot of loopholes has been tightened up in that law, and then a lot of reliefs is actually coming towards small and business, medium, business, small, SMEs. Yeah. So now the thing is, before in taxation, there is if you say you are a business owner or a company. Let me just be more specific. Now, if you say you are a registered company, which is a limited, if your turnover in a year is not up to 25 million, you are going to pay 0% as tax.
Okay.
Now, if it is between 25 million and 50 million, 20%, and 50 million and above is 30% as tax. No, whatever profit you declare at the end of the year, will be determined on that rate.
Okay.
Now, the zero.
Well, I really wish we could still go more into this, but because of our time, we are far spent. So we have to stop here. But trust me, next week, Understanding Finance will be back. Same time, 10 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. I hope you've learned something from this maiden edition of the show. It's going to be a long ride. So join us again, myself, Pearl Durotoye, and Mr. Omokorede Agiri. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this morning. What are your final words for the audience before we go in very few seconds?
All I would just say is thank you for listening to us and believing in our vision.
Thank you.
We are not going to disappoint you.
Amen.
Thank you very much. My name is Omokorede Agiri.
All right. Don't forget to follow Radio Afinjo on all social media platforms: Facebook,